Yep. Yeah. Hey guys, what is up? It's me, it's Steve here, back at it one more time with a new video. I am alive here. I know we are literally an hour away from the Royal Rumble. By the way, happy Royal Rumble Sunday to each and every single one of you. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight. I hope you guys enjoy the Royal Rumble tonight. God, I'm stuttering. I hate stuttering too much, but fuck it. What can you do? I'm still, kind of still in disbelief and shock of that amazing main event from last night's NXT TakeOver Philadelphia main event between Johnny Gargano and Andrade Cien Almas. I said this last night on my review, and I'm going to say here again. To me, Andrade versus Gargano 3 was probably, in my opinion, the best TakeOver main event out of all the takeovers that I've seen. Keep this in mind. I've seen, live, if you will. I've seen Sasha Bailey 1 from TakeOver Brooklyn 1 at Barclays Center. I've seen live Nakamura versus Sami Zayn. I've seen live Revival versus DIY in TakeOver Brooklyn 2. And I think this one, even though I wasn't there live for this probably outdid all those matches, hands down. But you're not here for that right now. This is my Q&A for the month of January. Now, how this is going to work is simple. I'm going to answer questions here. I know we're like an hour away from the Royal Rumble, so I'm trying to get you guys out of here as fast as I possibly can at the same time. Now, if you guys want to ask me questions as well, you're more than welcome to here in the chat, or if not, over on Twitter at HEELSTEVEN. I also have the super chat enabled. If you choose to, leave a super chat with a donation, that'll be awesome. I'm not forcing anything like that. It's your choice at the end of the day. So let's get on with this question and answer here that you guys sent me throughout the past week, if you will. Have you guys sent in a shitload of questions? You guys send me also a good amount of questions here, so let's get into these questions, shall we? I asked you guys to send me 3 questions, be about whatever you want, like I said. So the first question comes from Killer O'Demon 669. You see WWE or ROH picking up guys or girls from Evolve, CZW, or local indie feds. I see them honestly, picking up anyone, whoever they choose. Granted, you look at places like CZW, Evolve, or indie feds as a whole. It is, you think about it, a stomping ground for guys to go to WWE eventually. I think like all the indie feds, I feel like if you're a indie fed, you should want your talent to thrive, to go to a different place in the future. I hate this notion when someone leaves a company to go to WWE, they all get sad and, oh my God, please don't go bullshit. I feel like if you're a fan of that wrestler, you should be happy if he or she goes elsewhere to, to hone their craft on a bigger platform. Now, I think, again, they should, as they should be right now, they should go after, in a way, grab talent from anywhere they possibly can. It doesn't matter if it's Evolve, if it's, Impact Wrestling, or Ring of Honor, or New Japan, or DDT, or Wrestle Pro, or any local rinky-dink mom-and-pop indie fed, there's a lot of good talent out there right now. Matt Riddle is someone who I feel like should be signed by WWE. You also have Kota Ibushi, Zack Sabre Jr., obviously Kenny Omega for a lot of people out there, to name a few. Just a lot of good talent out there right now. Even guys like freaking Keith Lee, who's an amazing talent as well. Even one of my favorites right now on the indies, believe it or not, Joey Janela. That guy I can definitely see going to WWE by 2 years from now. I see it happening, but only time will tell to see where these guys will end up. If WWE does decide to go after more indie feds, we'll wait and see. But that's what I think, if should WWE be picking up, guys from ROH, even women as well, Ring of Honor, New Japan, TNA, what have you. The next couple of questions come here from No Laura. Hey, HeelSteven, at HeelSteven, by the way. Do you see Tony Storm in WWE one day? It's possible. I don't know if they're really planning on pushing that UK scene like they planned on a while back. I remember they did a couple of tapings and then they stopped. I remember they had Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, Wolfgang, Mark Andrews. I remember they were planning to bring in Piper Niven. I could definitely see that if they really want to start launching that, because I don't know if they are or not. Or if not, to NXT at this point in juncture. But I do see it happening. Again, you know, we got Candice LeRae just joined WWE or NXT, if you will. She was part of the Mae Young Classic. You have some women that were in the tournament as well that are part of NXT now. So I think it's possible. I don't know what commitment does she currently have. I know she's part of Progress. She's part of Stardom. I don't know how long are those deals. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure once those deals run out, WWE would be going out of their way to try to bring her in. Because why the hell would they not, you know? But it's going to happen. I do get the feeling. But okay, the next three questions come from... It's a long... I get to fill in this some secret code right here as a YouTube channel name. X867530... 9858X. I'm gonna play that as my freaking lottery number. I'm telling you right now. He has three questions. Number one, 2017 has some amazing returns for the WWE, and to quote The Rock here, finally we get to see Matt Hardy use his woken gimmick. But I got to say, who do you think could be a surprise return in 2018, or too early to say? I think right now, it's too early to say. I mean, we got the Rumble tonight. Who's to say, you know, they bring someone out of the nowhere? I mean, I think a big surprise could be CM Punk. That is, if Punk is to return. That is, if Punk does decide to make a return to WWE in the long run. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. It's possible, but again, only time. Let me hear the playback quick.
But I got to say, who do you
All right,
think?
cool. All right, cool. It's working. The playback is working. Just want to make sure, because again, sometimes I'm one of those paranoid motherfuckers, if you will. I am really one of those paranoid motherfuckers that sometimes worry the stream isn't working or not. But back to your question, though. As far as surprises and stuff like that, again, we got the Rumble tonight. Who's to say that EC3, even though he did appear last night on NXT television or NXT TakeOver, does appear in the Rumble match at number 3? Like I said before, I think the big surprise would definitely be CM Punk. I doubt he'll ever come back, but let's say he were to come back at the Royal Rumble, and that's like random number. I don't know, like number 24 or 20, some shit like that. But it's possible. But right now, I guess that right now, like I said before, it's kind of too soon to say, but anything can happen. Let's keep it 100 with that. Your next question here says, find it here. In your opinion, what's the most extreme moment had you watched in wrestling as a wrestling fan? I guess you're trying to say had you watched as a wrestling fan, the most extreme moment. I don't want to say like it's extreme, like oh my god type of shit, but there's so much stuff to really... I guess, if anything, Ring of Honor's Best in the World 2012, it was Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. And they're like... It was like an MMA unsanctioned fight. I forgot the name of the stipulation already. But it was literally them just fighting it out, right? And there's a moment in the match where Adam Cole's... He's bleeding from the mouth. Literally bleeding from the mouth. And his blood is coming out and shit. And Kyle O'Reilly just kicking the shit out of him. And just again, it's a fucking back and forth match. You guys can go out of your way to watch that match. This was like early Adam Cole, early Kyle O'Reilly. Before they were part of the Undisputed Era. Before they had their feud, if you will, in Ring of Honor. But again, just a very extreme graphic, if you will. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot. There's more. There's people out there that watch CCW and watch ECW, and they'll probably say, oh, you know, back in the day in ECW, you know, where, you know, people were going left and right and barbed wires and shit like that. Or people who watch CCW probably say, oh, you know, Cage of Death or Tournament of Death, what have you. This is extreme shit. Keep this in mind. I did end up watching a while back a documentary. It's on the Vice channel, by the way, on YouTube. It was on CCW, on Ultraviolence, and it was a documentary, more of anything, also on DJ Hyde, and they show you the whole process of what they do to set up for this tournament, the process that they do to get everyone clear to compete, and just, you know, just how people are so loyal and just are in love with that type of style. And I said this before, to me, you know, the ultra violence crap like that is just shit to me. I'm not a fan of it. There's people that are liking that, again, to each their own, but it's not really my cup of tea. Your third question, but I'm sorry, but as far as the extreme moment, I guess that. But I mean, again, I guarantee there's more extreme graphics out there, extreme moments that are probably out there that I couldn't just think of right now, top of the head. Third question. Say John Cena retires within a couple of years. Do you think he goes into the WWE Hall of Fame the year, or will it be a couple of years? I think it'll be a couple of years. I think the notion of someone retiring and then that year after they go in the Hall of Fame is kind of like Like, don't get me wrong, Edge, Eddie Guerrero deserve to be in the Hall of Fame hands down, okay? No doubt about it. Then again, Edge, you can kind of like, what have you. But I feel like with Edge, he retired in 2011, then 2012 put in the Hall of Fame. I feel like, you know, again, it's up for dispute, but you could have waited maybe a couple of years, what have you. Maybe have them go back to Toronto or Canada for WrestleMania. I doubt they'll do that. It'd be cool to see it, but maybe right there put him in. As far as, you know, Eddie Guerrero, yeah, Eddie died in 2005, right? And they put him in literally so it's one of those things where, you know, where Eddie died in 2005 and they ended up putting him in the Hall of Fame in 2006. You know, again, it wasn't bad. You know, again, he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame no matter what. But it's one of those things you could have waited a little longer. You know, that's my belief. Again, if you go in the Hall of Fame, you should at least, after you retire, it should be a couple years after. It should not be right away. Now, Cena does indeed, believe it or not, deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But I don't think it'll be anytime soon. I think it'll be probably in 2020 or 2021, something like that. Or if now when the XFL gets launched, I don't fucking know. But we'll see where that goes. Next three questions come from Fort Minor Project. The first question: who do you want to see in wrestling in 2018? I mean, it's not that I don't want to see in wrestling, because again, there's everybody now. You know, wrestling now it's easy access to anything. Where back in the day, you had to struggle and go and scratch and claw to find someone. Or if someone were to tell you about a wrestler, oh, you got to check this person out. You know, you have to like go and search and shit. Nowadays, you can go on YouTube right now. And let's say you want to look up, and again, there's someone that I think is amazing right now in 2018, Joey Janela. Right? I'm not saying that he's a fellow New Jerseyan like me, but look him up on the internet. Easy access. You see all the matches, what have you. You have the WWE Network. You have New Japan World. You have the High Spots Network. Just that I can name. You also even have my bad to all the Impact fans out there, the Global Wrestling Network as well. But what I'm saying is I really can't say who I want to see, because again, you can see anybody now. But if you want to pick someone out of everyone right now in 2018, honestly, I look forward to seeing Ronda. Believe it or not, to see what happened, what reaction she's gonna get, and all that stuff. But we'll see where that goes. Your second question: who in the WWE do you think needs to be pushed? I think The Miz. Even though you had The Miz getting like a semi push with the Intercontinental title, I feel like The Miz right now should be going out there for the Universal title. I think Miz now is a better performer than he was, let's say, a couple years ago, when he was just doing this whole I'm the Miz and I'm awesome, and he would put Alex Riley, won Money in the Bank. Now this Miz, I think, is a more better, improved, just did a complete 180. You know, and it's someone that I would love to see as the Universal Champion, or if not one day the WWE Champion. But we'll see where that goes in the long run. Again, there's a lot of guys out there too. You can say Cesaro. You can even say, I guess Chad Gable, if one of them as well. But or if not, we'll go with that right now. Your third question: how would you book WrestleMania 34? I'll be honest, I hate these kind of questions. Because you're gonna make me go scratch my. Okay. I do the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I have it be won by a new youngcomer. I put in Cassius Ohno. Have him win that. You got to have a women's match. I do Asuka versus Charlotte. You can also do Alexa Bliss versus Paige if Paige never got hurt, right? Or if not, yeah, we can go with that. You can do that random generic Intercontinental Championship ladder match, right? Because every WrestleMania thus far has a ladder match, right? So you could do Miz versus Jason Jordan versus, I don't know, Finn Balor versus, let's see here. I said Finn Balor. You can do Seth Rollins if you wanted to, right, for the Intercontinental title. You could do Usos versus Benjamin and Gable versus, I want to say AOP, right? You could do Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal, because for the fuck it, just a throwaway match. Because again, every Mania needs a throwaway match, right? You could do AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. And for the Universal title, for the Universal belt, you do Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. That's what you do. And, of course, you have the Triple H Braun Strowman match, or if not, Kurt Angle, one or the other. But that's how I would book WrestleMania 34. In other words, I book it better than the folks in WWE. The next three questions here come from Weston, World Wrestling Entertainment. Who had the most potential? Velveteen Dream or Cien Almas? I like both, man. I really do. I'll say this right now. Both guys, if they're to hit the main roster right now, I see as top mid-card guys. I don't see them like, oh my God, the world champion. No, nothing like that. I mean, I could be wrong. But Velveteen Dream right now could definitely be a runner for a shot at the NXT title if they really wanted to. Andrade Cien Almas, I picture one day being a great Intercontinental champion. But as far as potential goes, I don't know, because I feel like we live now in a society where anything is open, if you will. So that being said, I'm gonna go with Velveteen Dream right now. I'll go Velveteen Dream because I feel like that right now, not that like that, but like, the character as a whole has a lot of potential and get a lot of eyeballs to roll and people to talk about in the long run because the way he is and all that fun stuff. So that's my thing. But again, with Andrade Cien Almas, I think has the potential to one day be an amazing Intercontinental champion in WWE on the main roster if they ever gets there, but we'll see. Number 2, is it unfair to compare the Rumble to TakeOver Philadelphia? Is it unfair to compare the Rumble to TakeOver Philadelphia because they have different expectations? I guess so, yeah, because one, TakeOver is a regular TakeOver show, right? But at the same time, the Rumble is one of the big four. However, I get why people do that all the time, like they do with Survivor Series, SummerSlam. Oh my God, TakeOver was a better show. TakeOver better this, better that. I feel like, oh shit, almost hit my mic there. Is it unfair? Kind of, yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is unfair in a way. But at the same time, WWE creatives and shit, like, they do it to themselves too. Like, they have the potential to blow it. They hit it out of the park, right? home run, slam dunk, what have you, touchdown. And they always seem to fumble or strike out or just do something that just makes you want to scratch your head. Like, what the fuck, bro? What are you doing? You know, what's wrong with you? Type of scenario. So it's just one of those things where it's like, you just don't get it at times. Just don't understand. But to answer your question, yeah, I think it's kind of is unfair. In a way, it kind of is unfair because both NXT and the main roster have different writing team, different visions and shit like that. But yeah. Your third question: what is your favorite Royal Rumble moment? There's a lot of them. There really is a lot. I guess it is kind of cheesy in a way, and it's one of those things. I'm gonna go with 1994 Royal Rumble match with Bret Hart and Lex Luger both went over the top rope. And there's this whole debate, right? It was down to Bret. It was down to Bret and Luger. Keep this in mind: both guys took beatings before the match. Like Bret got attacked by Owen Hart after the tag team match against the Quebecers, right? And I guess Lex Luger backstage was ambushed by Yokozuna's henchmen. I think it was Great Kabuki and Tenryu and some shit like that, right? Backstage, and they each had like going into the Rumble with questions. Hey, could they win? What have you, right? And I remember Luger comes out, he eliminates Tenryu and Kabuki, and then a couple entrances after, I think it was supposed to be Bret Hart, right? And they do the countdown, and no one comes out, and people wondering, oh shit, that probably was Bret Hart. He's probably not gonna make it. And then 2 entrances after that, out comes Bret Hart limping to the ring. He gets in there, and he has a good showing with Luger, and it was literally down, if I can remember correctly, it was down to Crush, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and Lex Luger at the final 4. And Crush and Michaels get eliminated, and it's down to Luger and Bret, and they're throwing punches to one another, and they both go over the top rope at the same time, supposedly, right? And it is huge, debate. Who won the Rumble? Who won it, right? They play Luger's music, right? The crowd started booing a little bit, and then they turned that, and Howard Finkel's like, the winner of the Rumble, after he said that Luger won it, Bret Hart, and they played Bret Hart's music, and it got a massive pop, what have you. Apparently, they did that, from what I read, right? They did all that because they wanted to see if Luger would get a massive pop from the crowd, and it didn't work, right? And this whole debate who won the Rumble, and they show all these camera angles to see who flew over the top rope first, and then they decided that both men won the Rumble. And from there we saw WrestleMania 10, where Bret Hart won the title from Yokozuna, and that whole main event, and the rest is history pretty much. But I think because that was the first time that in the history of the Rumble match that's happened, right? Probably, as a matter of fact, it's the only time it's happened. It's the only time. It could have happened again in 2005 when both Batista and Cena were on the top rope, and Vince came out and he tore his quads, and this whole debacle, just a whole mess, if you will. But that, to me right now, is probably one of my favorite Rumble moments in the Royal Rumble growing up. So I'm going to go with that. The questions here now come from Michael Corvin. 3 questions here. Thoughts on Kenny Omega being attacked by Cody Rhodes and people saying he's been kicked out of BC? I thought it was kind of expected already, because if you've been watching Being the Elite, the YouTube series on the Young Bucks channel, they've been hinting that it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, right? They're gonna break up, and now it finally happened, right? There's like tension between Cody and Kenny Omega. So it happened tonight. So it happened early this morning at the New Beginning show in Sapporo. It was Kenny Omega versus Jay White for the U.S. title, and I cannot believe they gave the belt to Jay White. I really cannot believe that. It's just right? So after the match, out comes Hangman Page to confront Jay White, I guess making him the next challenger, what have you. And Kenny grabs the belt and hands it over to Jay White. And then there's confusion, like, why is Kenny trying to take away Hangman's moment, right? The challenge for the belt. And then Cody comes out to confront to confront Kenny, to why take away Hangman's moment, just talking back and forth, the shoving, what have you. There's a moment where I guess Kenny unintentionally shoved, I guess it was Matt Jackson, right? And there was questions, oh, why is he doing that? It's not right. And then it looks like they made peace. Like, it looked like both Cody and Kenny made peace. And Kenny's going to leave the ring, and he gets attacked by a crossroad by Cody Rhodes. And this whole moment where, you know, Marty Scurll asking Cody, why are you doing this? Why are you attacking Kenny? Stop it, right? And Hangman's holding Kenny Omega. He's about to get hit with a steel chair by Cody. And out comes Kota Ibushi to make the save, like the same way that Kenny did at New Year's Dash. And from there, we got the reunion of Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi. I mean, listen, I kind of saw this coming. Does Kenny need the Bullet Club right now? Not really. But it's one of those things where I look forward to seeing what happens, you know, as this progresses. And just time will tell. Let's see. Maybe we'll end up seeing Kenny versus Cody Rhodes. Maybe at the Long Beach show coming up, or the one in California in a couple months. But we'll see where that goes. Or if not, maybe at King of Pro Wrestling or some shit like that. Your second question: favorite Royal Rumble. Let me see here. God damn it. Favorite Royal Rumble match or pay-per-view? I guess as a Rumble match, at a 30 minute over the top rope match is concerned, 1992. Don't get me wrong, the 94 Rumble was my favorite moment, but the Rumble match as a whole match was 92. Because the people that you had in that match from the Hall of Fame class, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Sergeant Slaughter, Undertaker, Macho Man, Roddy Piper, Rick the Model Martel, Jake the Snake Roberts, the British Bulldog, Tito Santana, just to name a few, right? And Flair winning for number 3, which was fucking amazing in itself, right? You had Bobby Heenan on commentary. This is not fair to Flair. This is not fair to Flair. Someone give me a drink. Hey, you, someone give me a drink. I thought that was just fucking amazing, okay? That was in itself, in my opinion, just fucking amazing, okay? But as far as the Rumble matches are concerned, yeah, 92. Your third question, fuck, marry, kill. Zelina Vega, Ember Moon, or Peyton Royce. Okay. I would marry Zelina Vega because a beautiful Puerto Rican woman will always keep you in check. That's my experience with Puerto Rican women. They will keep you in fucking check. You can be doing whatever the fuck you want to do, acting rah-rah and wild and shit, but you always have that one Puerto Rican woman to always keep you in check. I think every Spanish woman in general, but Puerto Rican women are like the queens of keeping you in check to make sure you don't do stupid shit. I would fuck Ember. I would literally fuck Peyton Royce, and I would kill Ember Moon because she's a Dracula, she's a vampire, whatever. But there you go with that. Your next 3 questions here come from Remy LeBeau. First question: favorite movie or TV show? Favorite movie and TV show. Okay, favorite movie. I'd say Back to the Future. 1 and 2. 3 is but also the movie Chef with Jon Favreau, the food truck movie with Sofia Vergara. It's just fucking amazing. Which one of the movies that really got me into going to culinary school, right? That made me decide, fuck, I'm doing culinary school, right? Favorite TV show, Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, MasterChef, shit like that. Your second question here, and I think this is a good question. Where do you see this channel podcast in 5 years? Honestly, I don't even know, man. I don't even know if I'm going to be here in 5 years. But everything's one step at a time. I mean, I do plan to, again, get the podcast moving forward. The podcast is now on Podbean. You have to download as well. We have a new home on Podbean. And all that fun stuff. So everything one step at a time. We're almost at 1,500 subs. Thank you all again for making all this happen. You guys are awesome. But again, everything's like one step at a time. You know. Your third question. If you had to guess, who do you think will be WWE champion by the end of 2018, beginning of 2019? WWE and Universal champion, by the way. Okay, so WWE champion I see being in 2018, by the end of 2018, Shinsuke Nakamura. And Universal champion, by the end of 2018 going to 2019, I'm going to say Roman Reigns. Because, again, they just want to give Roman the moment, so why the hell not, right? And the third question, the final three questions come from Prototype Jack. First question, what can WWE do to salvage Bray Wyatt and make him into the star fans once believed he could be? Have him start winning feuds. Have him start winning big key feuds and winning big key matches. Instead of having, eat pin after pin after pin after pin. Number 2. What's so great about that Japanese goofball clown darling that of the work rate nerds, Shinsuke Nakamura? Well, he's weird. He's goofball. He's different. He could probably kick my ass, kick your ass, kick everyone's ass pretty much. I don't even know. I'm trolling right now. Again, to each their own. I mean, I'm a fan of Nakamura's, but I'm not like going crazy. Oh my God, they gotta give him the championship right now. No. It's funny. It's crazy because I remember at SummerSlam 2000. It was this past SummerSlam, right? So it was Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal, and the people behind us were like just cheering for Nakamura. Just cheering for Nakamura. And Jinder pinned Nakamura with the Kinshasa, right? After the first attempt. Got the 3 count. And the people that were sitting behind it that were cheering for Nakamura left after that. They left. The most funniest shit in the world. Like, listen, if you pay money, you do what you want. But if you gotta get buttered because your favorite wrestler doesn't fucking win and you leave, you're stupid as shit. I'm sorry. But I guess, again, with Nakamura is his unique style, I guess. That's different, what have you. But I guarantee you, listen, a lot of these fucks that cheer for Nakamura now, oh, Nakamura, whatever, right? I guarantee you half these fucks didn't even watch him in New Japan. I guarantee you that. Just saying. Your final question, do you think Carmella will ever cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase, or will she be the first Money in the Bank winner to let her MITB contract expire? I think it's going to happen eventually. I think before WrestleMania it's going to take place. You got to believe that, right? I don't think she'll let it expire. I mean, if anything, you could have her lose, right? If anything. But at the same time, I just don't think they'll ever do that. Especially it being the first woman, right? Because now we're in this whole women empowerment movement, right? Where the agenda being shoved down your fucking throat, right? So it's a possibility that Carmella will end up at least, cashing in, what have you. Maybe tonight at the Royal Rumble, maybe on SmackDown, or maybe never. Who the fuck knows, really, but only time will fucking tell. All right, this pretty much wraps up the Q&A. I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you all for, watching this. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button down below. We're almost at 1,500 YouTube subscribers here on the YouTube channel. I will be doing a live Royal Rumble review later on tonight at the conclusion of the Royal Rumble. So make sure you guys come back to the channel later on tonight for that. I'll be taking your live calls as well. So hope you all tune in for that. Follow me on Twitter at HEELSTEVEN. Make sure you like all my videos, and as always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, it's me, it's Steve, it's wrestling and whatever. Yeah.